Good evening, welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Akansha Parimu. Here are the top stories we are tracking for you on Monday, the 18th of June. India to resume anti-militant operations in Kashmir as Ramadan suspension ends. Indian Foreign Minister meets Italian counterpart in Rome to boost bilateral ties. And Afghan High Peace Council calls on Taliban to extend ceasefire. And now for all the details. Indian security forces will resume offensive operations against militants in northern Jammu and Kashmir province, India's Interior Ministry announced on Sunday. The Interior Ministry had earlier last month announced to suspend cordon and search operations across Kashmir in view of the Muslim holy month of Ramadan.
India's Interior Ministry has said that the security forces will resume operations against militants in northern Jammu and Kashmir following a 30-day suspension in view of the Muslim holy month of Ramadan. India's Interior Minister Rajnath Singh had on May 16 ordered security forces to halt cordon and search operations across Kashmir, despite weeks of sporadic violence in the province.
I think we have to take the decision in the right spirit. The Home Ministry has taken into cognizance all the inputs available and therefore decided that the suspension of operations, which was carried out for 1 month, will no longer continue.
रमजान के पवित्र महीने को देखते हुए एक गुडविल जेस्चर हमारी सरकार ने दिया था, उसको किन लोगों ने अवेल किया उस अपॉर्चुनिटी को, ये उन पर डिपेंड करता है। लेकिन अब दोबारा जो भी लोग इस मिलिटेंसी में इन्वॉल्व हैं उनको छोड़ा नहीं जाएगा।
More than 130 people have been killed this year in militant violence in Jammu and Kashmir. Last week, a prominent newspaper editor was shot dead by militants in Srinagar city of the province. India accuses Pakistan of training and arming militants and helping them infiltrate across the border. Pakistan denies the allegations.
Indian Foreign Minister Sushma Swaraj met her Italian counterpart in Italy's capital city of Rome on Monday to boost bilateral ties. Both the leaders exchanged views on regional and global issues of mutual interest and reviewed all aspects of bilateral relationship.
Indian Foreign Minister Sushma Swaraj met her Italian counterpart Enzo Moavero Milanesi in Italy's capital city of Rome on Monday to boost bilateral ties. Both the leaders reaffirmed strong commitment to take the relationship of the two nations forward. They reviewed all aspects of bilateral relationship and exchanged views on regional and global issues of mutual interest. Swaraj, who is on a four-nation tour to Italy, France, Luxembourg and Brussels, was also scheduled to meet Italian Prime Minister to boost bilateral cooperation across sectors. India is Italy's fifth largest trading partner in the European Union, and the bilateral trade between the two countries reached $8.7 billion in 2016.
In news from Afghanistan, at least 18 people were killed and several wounded in a suicide bombing in Jalalabad city of Afghanistan, eastern Nangarhar province on Sunday. No group has claimed responsibility for the blast, which came a day after a car bomb killed 36 people in the province.
At least 18 people were killed in a suicide bombing in Afghanistan's eastern Jalalabad city on Sunday. No group has claimed responsibility for the blast, which happened outside the governor's office in the eastern Afghan province of Nangarhar, wounding at least 30 others. The attack came a day after a car bomb killed 36 people in Nangarhar province on Saturday. That attack was claimed by Islamic State. The Afghan Taliban has ruled out an extension to their unprecedented 3-day Eid ceasefire, which ended on Sunday night. Taliban militants headed into cities across Afghanistan on Sunday as they continue to celebrate the ceasefire, raising questions about what happens when the ceasefire ends.
More on news from Afghanistan. Afghanistan's High Peace Council or HPC on Sunday called on the Taliban to extend its ceasefire with the Afghan government. The HPC members gave the credit for a ceasefire to a recent Islamic directive issued by a gathering of religious scholars in Kabul.
Afghanistan High Peace Council or HPC on Sunday called on the Taliban to extend the ceasefire and said it will cooperate with the militant group. HPC members also highlighted the role of religious scholars for their recent Islamic directive against the ongoing war in Afghanistan, which they believe led to the temporary ceasefire in the country.
و یقینا این گام‌ها به اینجا خلاصه نمیشه. بر رسانه‌های عزیز بسیار واضح میگم گام‌های دیگه‌ای هم هست که در حال برداشته شدن است.
This came a day after Afghan President Ashraf Ghani also called on Taliban to extend its 3-day ceasefire. He said that he will extend a ceasefire with the Taliban but did not give a time frame. The Afghan government had earlier announced ceasefire from June 12 to the 5th day of Eid ul-Fitr, that is till June 19. For years, Afghanistan has been plagued by violence by militants who claim their struggle is a holy war to impose Islamic rule. Around 2,000 Afghan religious scholars in Kabul recently issued an Islamic directive saying the ongoing war in Afghanistan is forbidden under Islamic law.
Moving on to news from Nepal, Nepal Supreme Court has asked the Election Commission to clarify over Nepal Communist Party as the poll body has registered the party without ensuring its 33% representation of women as required by the constitution of the Himalayan nation. The Apex Court has now ordered a commission to furnish a clarification in writing within 15 days.
Nepal's Supreme Court has issued a show-cause notice to the Election Commission asking why the Nepal Communist Party or NCP was registered without ensuring 33% representation of women. The Party Registration Act in Nepal states that a party needs to ensure 33% representation of women from the central to local levels. Demanding scrapping of the NCP's registration for not fulfilling the mandatory requirement, 14 lawyers and rights activists had filed a writ petition at the Apex Court last week. The writ petition demanded the Apex Court to quash the NCP registration at the poll body, claiming that it was against the law and the constitution. The court has now ordered the commission to furnish a clarification in writing within 15 days. The newly established Nepal Communist Party got its legal party status earlier this month.
More on news from Nepal. Indian Embassy in Nepal's capital Kathmandu city recently organized a yoga camp at the country's Muktinath temple. The event, organized in the wake of International Yoga Day, which is observed annually on June 21st, saw the active participation from locals including monks.
Taking yoga practice to new heights, monks and locals in Nepal celebrated 4th International Day of Yoga at Muktinath Temple, about 12,500 feet above sea level recently. The yoga camp was organized by the Indian Embassy in capital Kathmandu. Yoga enthusiasts in large numbers were seen practicing yoga postures and asanas being instructed by a yoga teacher on the premises of the holy temple.
अब यो योगा गरेपछि आफ्नो शरीरमा नै अलिकति ठीक हुन्छ अब दुख बिमार नै अलि थोरै हुन्छ यो योगा गरेर शरीरमा एकदमै त्यो राम्रो हुन्छ यो योगा खेलेपछि अरु दिनमा पनि कसरी योगा गर्ने तयारी अरु दिनमा भने म पनि योगा अलि खेल्छु म बिहान आधा घण्टा जति म योगा खेल्छु म योगा अलि म शान्त भएर खेल्छ मेरो शरीरको लागि म योगा खेल्छु सब लोग योगा कर रहा है लेकिन योगा करने से सबको अच्छा मिल रहा है वो हेल्दी भी मिल रहा है सब लोग का भी अच्छा एक्सरसाइज मिल रहा है सब लोग खुश है इसमें.
The event was organized in the wake of International Yoga Day, observed annually on June 21st, an active initiation and the involvement of the Indian Embassy in Nepal. International Yoga Day was declared unanimously by the United Nations General Assembly.
Trekking craze is taking over India's northern hilly province of Himachal Pradesh as adventure enthusiasts take up the journey across the serene trails. Out of all the hill towns in the province, the city of Shimla is the most convenient base for the variety of adventure sports, especially trekking.
Drag routes in India's northern Himachal Pradesh province are nowadays attracting a large number of tourists and adventure enthusiasts who are eager to take a journey across the serene trails. Trekking experts believe that the culture of trekking has been the most sought after among people from all over the country. Out of all the visited hill towns in the province, the city of Shimla is the most convenient base for a variety of adventure sports, especially trekking.
ये बहुत पॉपुलर हो रहा है। इसके मुझे लगता है कि अलग अलग एम एंड ऑब्जेक्ट्स हो सकते हैं। कुछ लोग जो है इसको प्रोफेशनली ट्रैक करना चाहते हैं, कुछ एक्सप्लोरेशन पे जाना चाहते हैं, कुछ यूँ कहें कि अगर लेमैन लैंग्वेज है तो मस्ती के लिए भी जाना चाहते हैं। और पर मेरा पर्सनली ये मानना है कि अगर टूरिस्ट गर्मियों से आ रहे हैं, हिमाचल की वादियों में आ रहे हैं, आपको देखिए यहाँ पे इतना बढ़िया टेम्परेचर है, इतना आपका देखिए शुद्ध हवा है, यहाँ पे सुंदर जंगल है, बगीचे हैं, तो उसके लिए आदमी अट्रैक्ट फैसिनेट होके जाता है वहाँ पे।
प्योर ऑक्सीजन मिलेगी हमें पहाड़ों के हाई एल्टीट्यूड पे, वो हमारी बॉडी में ब्लड सर्कुलेशन और अच्छा करेगी। हाई एल्टीट्यूड के ये भी फ़ायदे हैं कि जो हमारी बॉडी में जैसे कुछ ऐसे होते हैं एक्सरसाइज जो हम डेली लाइफ में नहीं कर पाते, बट अगर हम हाई एल्टीट्यूड पे जाएंगे, अगर हम ट्रैकिंग करेंगे तो जो हमारे स्टेप्स होते हैं वो हमारी जो थाइज होती है उसको और अच्छी मजबूत करते हैं, जो हमें स्टेमिना इंक्रीज़ करते हैं।
Summers in India are a difficult time and soaring temperatures lead to people going up to the mountains to get some respite. The hilly province of Himachal Pradesh is one of the most sought after tourist destinations in the country due to its exotic valleys, glorious slopes and snow-capped mountains for trekking and mountaineering.
Women entrepreneurs in India's northern Jammu and Kashmir recently organized an exhibition specially for young women in the valley. The event aimed at encouraging housewives with their hobbies and to offer them a platform to showcase it.
A group of young women entrepreneurs in India's Jammu and Kashmir recently organized an exhibition to encourage the young talents in the valley. The exhibition was kept exclusively for women customers. Cosmetics, homemade bakery products, handmade soaps and ethnic Indian and Pakistani clothes, among others, attracted a good number at the exhibition.
बेसिकली हमने लेडीज़ के लिए एक्सक्लूसिवली रखा है, यहाँ की बच्चियों के लिए और हाउसवाइफ्स के लिए कुछ आउटलेट हो और वो इसमें पार्टिसिपेट करे और अपनी हॉबीज़ डिस्प्ले करे।
यहाँ पे एक यूनिक जो विमेंस को एम्पावर करने के लिए एक अलग से जो कॉन्सेप्ट इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया है, बहुत अच्छी चीज़ है। यहाँ पे आप डिफरेंट स्टफ्स देखेंगे जो मार्केट में आपको मोस्टली नहीं मिलेंगे। सो आई थिंक दिस इज़ अ न्यू कॉन्सेप्ट एंड दिस इज़ वेरी गुड कॉन्सेप्ट। जहाँ पे आपने देखा है यहाँ वेस्टर्न से लेकर ट्रेडिशनल तक सब कुछ मिल रहा है, जहाँ पे बेकरी भी दिखाई गई है, तो I think this is a very good concept.
A paradise for nature lovers, Kashmir has a 5,000-year-old rich art and culture which churned out numerous Sufi poets, authors and musicians. This heritage is reflected in Kashmiri cloths which are often designed with floral embroidery. Kashmiri kaftans and firan, the traditional gown in particular, are very popular.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. India to resume anti-militant operations in Kashmir as Ramadan suspension ends. Indian Foreign Minister meets Italian counterpart in Rome to boost bilateral ties. And Afghan High Peace Council calls on Taliban to extend ceasefire. Now, our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.